Hey folks, and welcome to another episode of Inside Battlefield. My name is Tom, community manager for Battlefield, and this week we're excited to try something new on the podcast. So instead of sitting down with our team, I'm joined today by a member of the community to talk Battlefield from the perspective of our players. So without further ado, with me today is LoganTheBrawler. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
How's it going?
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting to have you on the podcast as well. First time we were sitting down and chatting with one of our players. So today, the spotlight is on Logan. So we want to talk a little bit about, what Battlefield means to you. How did you get into the game? You're a leader within your community. You're a content creator. So we'll dive in there. Before we do that, do you want to give a quick intro about yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name is Logan, and I'm a YouTube content creator with focus on Battlefield. I'm also a community leader for the Claw community. We play a lot of Battlefield, and that's who I am.
Awesome. So thanks for being here today. And you've watched our Battlefield Dev Corner streams, but now you're actually sitting in a recording studio yourself. So how does that feel?
Yeah, I'm, a Battlefield fanboy. So yeah, kids on Christmas. Yeah. It's amazing to be here.
Awesome. So you actually live in Sweden. So you're from Sweden yourself. You live pretty close to here, I think.
Yeah, just a couple hours drive.
Yeah, two hours away or something. So we've been chatting on the side on Discord sometimes, and I watched your videos, which I always enjoy. And we've had you at some of our events, streaming, etc. So I thought, let's have Logan in the studio because you live close, and let's talk a little bit Battlefield.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing today. So let's dive in. So some questions about you, Logan. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Let's go.
Okay. So you're a big fan of Battlefield, as we discussed in much detail already over the course of the day, over some nice Swedish fika. How did you first get introduced to the series?
I started way back, the first game, 1942. Got impressed. Got on Wake Island, I believe, was my first match, and was impressed by the, airplanes and the tanks and everything, the big open areas, the sandbox. I love it.
Yeah. Awesome. And I think you mentioned as well earlier when we were chatting, before you were only mostly into single player games.
Yeah, that's correct. I got into the multiplayer thing more in Battlefield at the end of Battlefield 3, maybe Battlefield 4 start. A colleague of mine just dragged me into, hey, you need to play this. And then we talked and played at the same time. And I fell in love with the franchise all over again. And since then, yeah, multiplayer it is.
Awesome. And you are also a content creator in your spare time. So can you talk a little bit about how you then ended up from being a fan of the game to also creating content for Battlefield, or about Battlefield rather?
Yeah, I started in Battlefield 4 there. I started recording game sessions, just me and my friends messing around, having some fun. And then someone said, yeah, put it on YouTube. And then we can watch it in 10 years and laugh about it. And that's how I got into content creation, getting those news videos out and covering everything new to Battlefield. And I really enjoy it. It's so much fun. Being part of the capture events and stuff like that, trying stuff out, being a real, a hand between the community and developers.
Awesome. And so you mentioned you started around Battlefield 4. So how long have you been creating content?
I think I started around 2016, maybe 15. Oh, sorry, 2014.
I'm counting in my head.
Yeah, me too.
What year is it again?
Yeah.
So almost 10 years, basically.
Yeah, but a more serious way when I got to join the EA Creator Network and stuff like that, being a big part, and starting the community really means much to me. Finding new friends every day to play with.
Yeah. So I would love to talk a little bit about the community, your Claw community. We'll get into that shortly. But you also mentioned, you have your YouTube channel. So for folks who don't know your YouTube channel, feel free to just give a shout out where they can find you.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you can find me on YouTube. You search for LoganTheBrawler. My channel name is LoganTheBrawler Gaming, and you will find me. I cover everything new to Battlefield and stuff like that. So come check it out.
Awesome. So what type of videos do you usually make?
Yeah, most of the times it's like covering, updates and patch notes and news, and also several gameplay videos when I just play with the community, have some fun, just laughing about it.
Yeah, like I remember there was a video of yours recently where you were playing on Valparaiso with a friend. And you were just in a squad, and you were on voice comms, kind of PTFOing.
Yeah,
like you were talking about. Okay, let's take this objective. Where is the guy? Like, he's behind like the house, and you try to revive each other. I don't know, but like with the classic Battlefield banter over voice comms, and it was very amusing to me. So I was like, let's get this guy over in the studio.
Okay,
he lives in Sweden. Let's have a chat. But yeah, like how has that grown for you over the years? So it's close to 10 years since you've been making videos. Like at the start, it was, you were still learning stuff, how to do it probably. The quality wasn't as high as your current videos probably either. Like,
no, that's correct.
Can you, how's that journey been?
Yeah, the more serious videos about the news and stuff like that, streams, that began like 5 years ago. Before that, it was more like a hobby thing. Yeah, and then, people started watching, and it became a hobby of mine, that serious hobby, I would say. I'd love to do every time after work.
Like, would you consider yourself like a very creative person?
Yes, I would. I'm a very creative person.
Okay, that is awesome. And we didn't actually touch upon this earlier, but in your spare time, you make videos, or you're a content creator, but in real life, you work at a school as well. And I think you mentioned, or we talked about earlier, that you play instruments and work with children.
I work at a school, and me being so creative, I work at a school with a lot of classes with music and choirs and stuff like that. And I love to teach music, and I play the guitar, the bass, and the drums. And yeah, sometimes ukulele.
Ukulele, awesome. Don't play it myself, but that's cool. So, content creation for videos, for Battlefield, playing music. Sounds like a great time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
In terms of being a leader within your community, so you mentioned earlier that you are the leader of the Claw clan community.
Yeah, Claw community. Claw is short for Claws of Logan.
LoganTheBrawler.
LoganTheBrawler. Yeah,
and also like you're wearing a LoganTheBrawler t-shirt right now.
Yeah, I had to.
With like three, like from the stripes from the claws.
Yeah, my logo. Yeah,
your logo. Explain the logo to us. Like we can't see it now, but for folks who check out your channel, LoganTheBrawler Gaming, they can obviously see the logo there. But for folks who are only listening, like what does the logo look like, and how did it come to be?
Yeah, the name Logan comes from I love Wolverine. I'm a real Marvel fan, so Logan. He's a cool guy, immortal and stuff. And these are the 3 red scratches, much like his claws.
Yep,
and that's why the Claw community.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
and also we talked about this before the podcast. You mentioned you're a creative guy, but I think you also mentioned you worked as a tattoo artist at some point.
Yeah, several years ago. Yeah.
So you did a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and my latest one, people can see it on my social media, but I got the Battlefield tattooed all over my thigh right over here.
That is actually very cool. So it's for folks who cannot see it now, it's Battlefield with the Claw logo behind it.
Yeah,
pretty cool. So
thanks.
I mean, that's quite big fan.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan.
Awesome. So let's dive a little bit into the history of, I guess, Claw, like the community. How did it came to be? When did you start it? And
the Claw community came together. I started like Discord, and a lot of people joined in that way. And then platoons was a thing in Battlefield 1. And I think, of course, you're gonna have a platoon, and we named it Claws of Logan, and it's short for Claw, and we had that tagged. And that's, people were starting joining in, seeing it as a community instead of a strict platoon. Mostly Swedish people from the start, but then people all over the world, people started watching my videos, and then I want to get into Discord and talk to this guy. And we're like 5 to 15 people every evening playing Battlefield and sitting in Discord having fun.
And how big is the Claw community on Discord?
I think we're coming up on 700 members right now.
That is very big.
Yeah.
So and you folks play together as you mentioned.
Yeah, not all 700. That's a lot of people.
Imagine.
Yeah.
That would,
Yeah.
No, you
Try to do some squad play with that.
Yeah.
No, yeah, we get together every evening, and we also host our events every Friday called Clash with Claw, and that's the Claw community event that you can find every Friday. Just go into the Portal browser and you can search for Claw, and you will find us.
And so one thing I wanted to touch upon there as well is because I still believe some of our players don't know about this, but within Battlefield Portal, you can make your own servers. The Claw gaming event, and you can kind of set up in whatever way you like. But you run those every Friday.
Yeah, I have a preset server created over on the website, the Portal browser there. So I host those every Friday. It's real easy, just to go in there, host. There we go. It's in the browser.
Awesome, and you get full XP running most of the as well.
Yeah, it's really important. I think full progress and full XP.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, for folks listening who did not know, so we have that in Battlefield Portal where you can make your own servers, you can run them with full XP as well. So if you're looking to play something else, or you want to customize what you play versus what we have available in All Out Warfare, then I do recommend that you also check out Battlefield Portal to customize those modes and play with your friends and set up the events in the way you like them. So if you have a clan or a group of friends you play together with, I think that's a really nice way of doing it. So then another part of who you are or what you do is you are an ambassador for a gaming charity, Gamers We Care.
Yeah, that's correct. Gamers We Care. Once every month, we actually do a Clash with Claw featuring Gamers We Care. They're helping sponsoring the event once every month. And I've also been included in several of their charity stuff, like streaming for sick kids, collecting money for building a children's hospital up in Canada. It was a huge success. I know they did a PanCan the other week. I wasn't part of that. But yeah, they're really, really doing some good stuff for everyone in the world.
Yeah, and I think so first of all, shout out to Gamers We Care.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a great charity, and they run a lot of cool events as well to just help people, children, like you just mentioned. How did you get involved with them?
I know they were asking for ambassadors, like that was over a year ago, and you could apply and just be part of it. I got invited from several years ago and talked to them before the ambassador program there, and was streaming for them in some extent. And then they started an ambassador program, and yeah, sure, I want to be a part of that. I want to help out.
Yeah, awesome. So, you're a leader within your community. Like you make videos as well, like gameplay to share game info, but also to help people play the game. Ambassador for Gamers We Care. That's a lot of cool stuff. So, like being kind of a public figure within the community, how does that feel? What does that feel like for you?
I don't see myself as a big character in this world. I've heard from several that they do. They come to me with problems, both in game and personal. The people that I've played with over several years now, and I know them as best friends. You can go in and play with them every time you want. And now to get invited here to be a part of this amazing podcast, it's pretty huge. Yeah.
No, but it's like I wanted to bring it up as well because like people play their games for funs, but for funs.
Yeah.
It wasn't that fun. But like I know especially as a kid growing up and like playing video games, there were always like players within that community of whatever game I was playing that like either they were very good at the game or maybe they made content and you look up to them. So it's pretty cool that so you are one of those figures now, but you don't see yourself that way.
No, I actually got that question pretty recently. I've looked up to many of the content creators, streamers, DICE developers, the job you do over here. Yeah, it's amazing. And I looked up to those guys. I don't see myself as one of those guys now, but yeah, I am. And I will do the best I can for the community, for the games, for pretty much, I will do everything I can.
Awesome. Yeah, no, and we invited you to the studio today to sit on the podcast with me, but obviously we met with the team as well. So we had a quick chat and we were able to pick your brain on a few things. So that was a lot of fun as well. But I feel both from like, you know, our community as players, but also as our teams, like that connection is, I think, very important for all of us to just connect and talk about the game that we built, but we also love.
Yeah, amazing to meet the team. I've talked to several or played with several of them, both in game and interacting on social media and stuff. And it's an amazing feeling just to get a face and say hello. And now you want to talk to me and pick my brain about stuff. It's amazing to be, as I said, to be able to do something better, both for the game and the players and the community.
And do you feel like, you know, as someone that is a leader, at least within your own community, that you have, like, how do you envision that role that you have to represent, you know, your community to other players, but also maybe a little bit the game because you love it, you're a fan of the game. How do you see that?
Sometimes it's pretty hard not to get, you know, I'm very passionate about this game and franchise overall. And sometimes you have to just take a breather. You know, people come in and nagging about stuff and stuff like that. And you have to do it. Take a breather and just, do what you can about it. Get a solution, whatever.
Okay. And something else I actually forgot to touch upon earlier, but I saw recently on social media that like the Claw events you run, you had a physical get together.
Oh yeah,
with members of the clan. So I'd love to hear more about that. Like, you know, how did it come together? Like, how many folks did you meet with? Where'd you go? What did you do? Did you fun? You know?
Oh yeah, it was really fun. We got together. It's a few weeks ago. Claw meetup. We named it. It's the third one. We had one last summer and one before the pandemic. And I think were like 20 people, 25 that got together. Both on several people showed up already on the Friday. The meetup was on the Saturday, but everyone showed up at my place. So we had a real huge party at my place, and my neighbors just woke up. It was pretty fun. And the second day, the meetup, we all got together for I managed to get a restaurant, an esport restaurant, to open up earlier for just us, so we can sit there and play and eat lunch. And then we got over to Laserdome in Linköping and just played a few rounds. And after that, we joined up later in the evening and played some bowling, arcade games. Yeah, a lot of food and drinks.
Nice. So lovely time, basically.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
What was it the first time you met some of these folks, or?
Yeah, I think 3 or 4 of them was the first time I met them. Obviously played with all of them in game and talked to them in Discord, but then never seen them in real life.
So pretty cool.
Yeah,
like it's actually how I first came to Sweden as well, from like some of the games I used to play back in the day. You know, started chatting online with friends, and then I eventually came to Sweden to meet them, and now I live here many years later, which is funny, but it's cool. It's always cool, you know, folks you meet in game, because you end up spending a lot of time online chatting each other. You become good friends, and then you end up meeting, which is awesome.
Yeah.
In the meantime, do we want to eat a cookie, or do we want to save it for the end? Like, I'm getting a little bit hungry.
Yeah, sure, we can grab a cookie.
Okay, let's do that. So here's the where did we put them? There we go. So I don't actually know what these are, because we had a little bit of a fika this morning where we had some kaneelbuller, and so I think these are some type of brownie.
I don't know.
But they,
I'm kind of curious.
Yeah. So in the background, everybody hears the ASMR of the live unboxing of the of the brownie. Is it a brownie?
More of a fudge. Yeah. Yeah, I got some raisin.
Nuts, raisin. I know folks, you know, who listen to the podcast are probably curious about the lore of this cookie / brownie / fudge. I don't know the lore of this cookie.
No, I was hoping to hear you try to pronounce something in Swedish.
And do it very wrong. So, there's a little bit of a salty taste to it as well.
That's good.
So, we'll continue discussion after I finished eating this one.
Yeah, do that. A lot of chocolate.
Yeah, there's a lot of chocolate in it. Damn, it's actually like the initial The chocolate hits you later.
Yeah.
This was quite good. I get to eat quite a lot of cookies in my days.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Or these days, rather. Cool. That was a nice cookie. So I think both myself and Logan, we skipped breakfast, so we got a little bit hungry there. So we had to do a quick cookie of the week. Well, usually we save that for the end. So apologies, folks. I don't know what this cookie is called. It was a little bit salty / fudgy with a lot of chocolate. Had some nuts and raisins. What is your final verdict, Logan?
Yeah, it was good. A lot of chocolate. Yeah, good.
Okay, there we go. Good. I don't think we had a bad cookie on the podcast once. It was extremely salty. That's all I remember. There was too much salt in there.
Okay.
Anyway, let's go back to talking a little bit more about Battlefield. So right now, you and your clan play Battlefield 2042 a lot.
Yeah.
Pretty much every night, as you mentioned. So I guess I would love to just hear a little bit more about, what's your favorite gun, what's your favorite map, etc.
Let's start with the map. I like Flashpoint. It's one of my favorites that came with season 4, right? I think.
Yep. So shout out to our Ripple Effect studio. That's like one of the maps they actually made. So our team in LA.
Okay, I like your maps too. So
hey, we don't pick favorites here. No, it's all good.
The new one, Reclaimed, is really fun.
Yeah.
A little nod to Savod there.
Yep.
I know. And me, liking Battlefield 4. That's a big thing. Otherwise, I would say Orbital is one of my favorites. Yeah.
I'm nodding. I have a special relationship with Orbital in a good way.
Yeah.
I think it was one of the first maps I played for 2042.
Yeah, same for me. I think it was in the beta.
It was in the beta.
Yeah.
Yes. But just the towers opposite of each other and the long runway. It's really cool.
Yeah, just get up there and just use that wingsuit to fly all over the map. I love it.
Yep. And the rocket launch can happen, or it can fill, which is also cool. It can blow up.
Yeah.
And
noticed
here at our Battlefield studios, we love blowing shit up, as I love to mention in all of our podcasts and streams. But Flashpoint, Orbital,
and what did I say? I said Reclaimed.
Reclaimed.
Yeah, I like Reclaimed.
So that is our newest map. So shout out to Savot there as well. Like, what about like all the graffiti? Are you a close quarters combat type of guy? Or?
It's a nice change, actually. Not to have that long of a run. It's not that big of a big map, and the warehouses in the center there, or you can just go at it in the D flag. I know the bunker. Love that thing. Just to try to get in there through the meat grinding thing in the door. It's a good map and it looks good. Graffiti all over the place. I know as you put some that's a new one. Every time. I like it.
Awesome. And what about weapons?
Yeah, you were saying loving to blowing shit up. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, I really like using that RPG.
The new one.
Yeah,
the
guy. Yeah. When I noticed you put it in the game, I was like, okay, this is my go-to. Getting those helis, I think there's a one shot at least with RPG on not the big heli, but the smaller ones, and being able to pick out a jet pilot flying too low from your parachute. That feeling. It's
like one of those Battlefield moments. Basically.
Oh yeah,
it feels good.
Only in Battlefield.
When were we streaming? We were streaming on Tuesday. So it's now Thursday. So when we were streaming on Tuesday, we had a few of those moments where, like during the stream, like you see those jets coming in low, and it takes quite a bit of skill to shoot down like an enemy jet or a helicopter because you don't have a target.
You have to time it now.
You have to time it perfectly. But when you get those moments, they're just really cool.
Yeah, it's an iron sight on that thing. So I don't usually aim. I just hip firing it. And get lucky, I guess.
I think we would refer to that as YOLOing it.
Yeah, I think.
But look, we talked a little bit about, who you are, what you do for Battlefield, but also in your spare time, your content creation, like your favorite guns, like your favorite maps. What, as a player and a leader in your community, we would also obviously love to hear just what are your current thoughts on Battlefield 2042? What do you like? What do you dislike? any thoughts you wanted to share, like feedback you've seen from within your community. What's on your mind, basically?
Yeah, okay. I think Battlefield 2042 right now is in the state that it should have been released in. And I think many can agree. I love the new features that we got back. You know, we got the scoreboard, obviously, all the way back. And we got the squad management. We got the squad orders now in up to 5.2. I really like that. A little extra for following orders.
Yep.
Yeah, I really like the state the Battlefield 2042 is in right now. I know many players feel the same, and many players are coming back to the game, playing now, compared to, people were kind of disappointed at the launch, and maybe just didn't give it that much of a time that they should. And now they're coming back, and they're really liking the game. And so do I.
Okay, well, that's good to hear. I think the team has done a great job of, adding in features over the season and just continuously improving the game. But ultimately, we do that for the players, such as yourself. So on that note, I just want to say that I'm personally super excited to talk with a member of our community today on the podcast. To everybody listening, I hope you enjoyed it as well. And hopefully we can do this again in the future. So reach out to us at podcast@battlefield.com or #InsideBattlefield on our social channels. If you're interested, if you have thoughts, comments, maybe you want to appear on an episode in the future, let us know. Logan, thank you so much for being here as well today. I hope you had fun.
Oh yeah, it has been really, really fun. Thank you so much for inviting me and having me on this podcast and letting me be here at the Dice.
Yeah, cheers. Is there anything else you want to mention? Maybe a shout out to your clan, some of the folks?
I know one guy that's going to get really excited if I give a shout out to him. His name is Hainsworth. He's an awesome player and been in my community for, I think, 7 years now. I want to be a big shout out to him. And of course, the Claw community. Thank you so much for doing what you're doing and sticking with me. Everyone watching my videos. Yeah.
Awesome. Just before we end, just give another, where can folks find you on Discord, Twitter, and YouTube?
Yeah, on YouTube, you can find me on LoganTheBrawler Gaming. And in every video, I have actually links to all my social media. And it's LoganTheBrawler everywhere. So go to Twitter, you can find LoganTheBrawler. Follow me there. See all the updates. I do stuff there that I don't post on YouTube, like cosmetic things, telling you what's new in the game and stuff like that. And Discord is a link in every video. Everyone is welcome to the Claw community Discord.
Awesome. Cheers, Logan. And to everybody listening, thank you. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
This is Logan signing out.